Okay, so this is question number 3 of Unit 1, October 2024. Charcot-Marie-Tooth (CMT) is an inherited disease that results in the gradual loss of function and sensation in the hands, arms, legs, and feet. Over 100 different gene mutations have been identified that cause CMT. The pedigree diagram shows the inheritance of one form of CMT in part of a family. The allele for CMT can be represented by the letter C in the recessive pattern of inheritance. This is unaffected female, unaffected male, female with CMT and male with CMT. So it says the allele for CMT can be expressed by the letter C in the recessive pattern. So we can see that this is, so you can say that this is the disease one. Okay, this is the disease one. Which row of the table shows the genotype and phenotype for individual one? Let's cross out the wrong one first. Genotype, these are correct, these are not genotype. Okay, it's wrong way around, so already eliminated. So the answer is between A and B. So unaffected homozygous or heterozygous. See, if the male is heterozygous, let's see, capital C, and we suppose that this is C or the small one, okay, the heterozygous one, okay. But in that case, no baby will be affected because there will always be a non-diseased part, okay. But so this is not possible for this to be correct, okay, understood? Like if the one is in the form C and C, the capital C and C, like the heterozygous, unaffected homozygous, then no baby will be produced faulty because the crossing over will cause a baby with like this, okay, the crossing over, no faulty baby will be produced. But we have a faulty baby, right? So it should be unaffected heterozygous. Both the parents were heterozygous and not homozygous. Okay, so the correct answer is B. Which allele combination could individual 3 have? So this is individual 3, and what allele combination can it have? As both of the parents are carrier, like they have a capital C and a recessive, a small letter C, which are carrier of the disease. So but C is not affected, but both are carrier, so this is not possible, this is also not possible, this is also not possible because CC is the disease one. So the correct answer is D. Okay, what is the probability that a 4th child would be a female with CMT? With CMT, if we do crossing over, they are both carrier, right? If we do little crossing over here, it's from the table. C, capital C, small c. The chance is 1/4, right? boy and girl ratio is 1/2, right? So the ratio for a diseased baby is 1/4, and in what is the ratio of the baby boy and a girl is 1/2. So the overall ratio will be 1/4 to 8. So the correct answer is 1/8. C. Other forms of CMT shows the dominant pattern of inheritance. In the USA, 5% of people with CMT have one of these dominant forms of the disease. In the USA, there are a total of 1 to 6,000 people with all forms of CMT. Calculate the number of people in the USA who have one of these dominant forms of CMT. So what we're given with that, 5% of people with CMT have dominant forms, right? So total number of people with CMT in the USA is 1,26,000. So it is 5% of 1,26,000. So the math is 5% of 1,26,000, which will be equal to 63,000. So 6,300, yeah, which will be equal to 6,300. So this is the final answer, that it is 5% of the total number of people. 6,300 people in the USA have a dominant form of CMT. An individual with a dominant form of CMT will have the allele combination TT or capital T and small t. So it says parent 1 does not have CMT. So the parent 1 will be of recessive genotype, because it says that an individual with a dominant form of CMT will have the allele combination this. So this is the diseased one. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind, that diseased is TT or TT. Okay, so parent 1, we say one, and parent 2. Okay. So parent 1 does not have CMT, so its possible genotype is this one, and parent 2 has the allele combination, it's given. Okay, so the crossing over, and this is a very easy technique of doing crossing over. Like I usually do it like this. It's my life more clear, makes the maths more clear. So the parent so the parent 1 is recessive, parent 2 is this. So one goes with this, one goes with this. The crossing over happens like this. So it's 50-50 ratio, right? It's a ratio of, so we can say that the ratio is 50-50. 50-50. T is affected, and TT is unaffected. Okay, TT is unaffected. Now let's move on to the next question. Another form of CMT can be inherited as a sex-linked trait on the X chromosome. Explain why a male with CMT cannot pass the diseases on to his son. So it says that another form of CMT is inherited as a sex-linked disease, right, on the X chromosome. So it happens only on the X chromosome, as it said in the question. But and it says that why a male with CMT cannot pass the disease on to his sons. But for sons, the from the father, only Y chromosome is donated, right, and not the X one. If it's XX, it's a daughter. So there is no chance for a male with CMT that it can pass the disease to its son. Okay, so let's see the answer. Male parents with CMT will have the CMT allele on the X chromosomes only, and no CMT allele on the Y chromosomes, and only the Y chromosome is passed on to the sons. Okay, so this is the end of question 3.